Listen, stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for someone to give you permission. Stop waiting for the right feelings. Success doesn't care about your feelings. It cares about your discipline. It cares about your grind. You keep saying tomorrow. You keep saying when I feel like it. But tomorrow doesn't exist. Feelings don't produce results. Execution does. The reason most people never reach their potential is because they confuse motion with progress. Talking, planning, dreaming, that's motion. But results only come when you move from ideas to action. When you JIT doing, every excuse you keep feeding yourself is just another wall between you and the life you say you want. And guess what? That wall isn't made of bricks. It's made of your own words. Break it, tear it down, get up and make something happen today. You don't need more motivation. You don't need more inspiration. You need to get serious, get focused, get up and JIT doing you. Don't tell me about your potential. Show me your results. Don't tell me you're going to start. Show me you finished. Don't tell me the plan. Show me the outcome. Because winners don't wait until it feels right. Winners don't stop because it's hard. Winners don't fold when they're tired. Winners look at the mountain, tighten their shoes, and climb anyway. So right here, right now, no more someday, no more I'll try. Either you will or you won't. And if you will, then stop talking about it and GET. Dome. You've been waiting. You're waiting for the right moment, waiting for the perfect setup, waiting until you have more money, more time, more confidence. You tell yourself, I'll start when things calm down. You say, I'll go all in when I have everything lined up. But let me ask you something. When has life ever lined up perfectly? When has everything been smooth, easy, and exactly the way you wanted it? Never. And if you keep waiting for that moment, you'll be waiting for the rest of your life. The truth is, the perfect conditions don't exist. That's a myth. That's a story people tell themselves so they don't have to move, so they don't have to act, so they don't have to take risks. It's the excuse that keeps you stuck. Because if you're waiting for perfect, you'll never start. And if you never start, you'll never finish. Think about it. The greatest success stories didn't come from perfect conditions. They came from people who started in chaos. They came from people who had nothing but hunger in their stomach and fire in their chest. They didn't wait for the right moment. They created it. They didn't wait for opportunities. They built them. They didn't sit back hoping life would line up. They stepped into the storm and they made progress anyway. And that's what you've got to do. Stop looking for comfort. Stop looking for a safe path. Stop waiting until you feel ready. You'll never feel completely ready. Readiness doesn't come before action. It comes after. You get ready by doing. You get stronger by showing up. You get wiser by trying, failing, adjusting, and pushing again. Some of you are sitting on dreams that could change your life. You've got talent. You've got potential. You've got ideas that could transform your family, your future, your entire generation. But you're stuck because you're waiting for perfect conditions. You keep saying, when the timing is right. No, the time is right now. Right now is the only moment you've got. Tomorrow is not promised, and yesterday is gone. Look around you. People with less talent than you, with fewer resources than you, with bigger obstacles than you, they're making it happen. Why? Because they didn't wait. They started messy. They started scared. They started unsure. But the difference is they started. And that's what separates those who win from those who stay wishing. You've got to stop waiting for someone to validate you. You've got to stop waiting for the money, the connections, the approval. You've got to stop waiting until you feel motivated. Motivation is a spark, but discipline is the engine. Action is what builds momentum. And momentum doesn't come from waiting. It comes from moving. The clock is ticking. Life is moving whether you move or not. Opportunities are passing whether you're ready or not. And the longer you wait, the harder it gets to start. That dream you've been holding on to, it's not going to build itself. That vision you keep seeing, it's not going to manifest by itself. It's waiting for you to stop waiting. So listen to me. Forget perfect. Forget safe. Forget waiting until it feels right. The right time is the moment you decide to act. The right conditions are the ones you create by showing up. The perfect moment is now. Get up, step forward, and do it with fear in your heart if you have to. Do it without the money. Do it without the approval. Do it without the confidence. Because confidence will meet you halfway, but only if you move. The world doesn't reward those who wait. It rewards those who execute. So stop waiting for perfect conditions. Get up. You get moving and get it done. You keep waiting until you feel like it. That's the problem, dude. You keep telling yourself, when I'm motivated, I'll start. When I'm in the mood, I'll go after it. And that's why you're stuck, because feelings are liars. Feelings will trick you out of your destiny. Feelings will keep you on the couch when you should be grinding. Feelings will convince you that comfort is more important than progress. But listen, Results don't come from feelings. Results come from discipline. Think about it. How many times have you said, I'll do it tomorrow, and tomorrow comes and you still don't feel like it. And then another day passes, another week passes, another year passes. And what do you have to show for it? Nothing. Because you thought success was about feelings when really it's about decisions. Every champion, every winner, every person who's ever done something great, they didn't get there because they felt good every day. They got there because they did what needed to be done even when they didn't feel like it. You think the athlete wants to train every single morning? You think the entrepreneur feels excited every time they get rejected, every time they hear no, every time they fail? You think the student feels motivated to study when the world is distracting them? No, but they do it anyway. That's the difference. That's the separator. Losers listen to their feelings. You winners listen to their goals. Your feelings are soft. They'll change with the weather. They'll change with your mood. They'll change depending on how people treat you. But your goals, your goals don't care how you feel. Your dreams don't care that you're tired. Your future doesn't care that you don't feel motivated. Success responds only to one thing: consistency. You. Discipline is greater than motivation. Discipline is waking up when the alarm goes off, even when your body says no. Discipline is sticking to the plan, even when your emotions want to quit you. Discipline is saying yes to your future and no to your excuses. And when discipline takes over, that's when results show up. You can't control your feelings. They're temporary. They're unstable. One moment you're excited, the next moment you're discouraged, but you can control your actions. You can control your choices. You can control whether you show up or whether you sit down. And the truth is the gap between where you are and where you want to be, that gap isn't about talent. It isn't about luck. It isn't about opportunity. It's about discipline. Some of you are living your life like slaves to your feelings. You wake up and check how you feel before you move. You wait until your emotions are in line before you take action. But let me tell you something. If you live like that, you'll never get anywhere. You'll never break through. You'll never finish what you started, because feelings are inconsistent and success requires consistency. So stop asking yourself, do I feel like it? Start asking, is this necessary for my growth? Stop saying, I'll do it when I feel motivated. Start saying, I'll do it because it needs to get done. Stop depending on feelings to guide you. Start letting your purpose drive you. Every time you push past your feelings, you get stronger. Every time you say, I'll do it anyway, you build resilience. Every time you ignore the voice that says, take it easy, and you push forward, you're becoming unstoppable. That's how greatness is built. Not on feelings, but on actions. So remember this, your feelings won't produce results. Your grind will. Your emotions won't change your life. Your discipline will. Your moods won't make you successful. Your commitment will. The next time your feelings try to talk you out of your future, shut them down. Look at your goals, lock in, and do it anyway. Because the winners in life aren't the ones who felt good every day. They're the ones who showed up every day, no matter how they felt. There's a big difference between motion and progress. But too many people confuse the two. Motion feels good. Motion feels productive. You're planning, you're talking, you're researching, you're preparing. It feels like you're moving forward. But in reality, you haven't gone anywhere. You've been running in circles, convincing yourself you're working, but you're not. You're busy, but you're not effective. That's why so many people never reach their goals. They stay stuck in the preparation phase. They love to talk about what they're going to do. They love to write lists, make vision boards, brainstorm ideas, watch motivational videos, read books. And don't get me wrong, those things can help, but they're only motion, and motion without execution is just disguised procrastination. Progress, on the other hand, is about results. Progress is about doing the thing that actually moves the needle forward. Motion says, I'm studying fitness plans. Progress says, I went to the gym and worked out today. Motion says, I'm researching business opportunities. Progress says, I launched the product and made my first sale. Motion says, I'm thinking about making changes. Progress says, I took the first step and actually changed something. You can spend your entire life in motion. You can talk a big game. You can sound smart. You can look busy. You can fill notebooks with ideas. But when the clock runs out, when the time is gone, none of that matters if you never moved into progress. Because at the end of the day, results don't ask what you plan. Results don't care about your ideas. Results only care about execution. And let's be real. You know when you're faking it. You know when you're hiding behind motion. You know when you're pretending to be productive just so you can feel good about yourself. You check your emails. You make another list. You do everything except the one thing that's uncomfortable, the one thing that actually creates change. That's not progress. That's avoidance. That's fear dressed up as productivity. The people who win in life are not the ones who just move you. They're the ones who move forward. They're the ones who do the uncomfortable thing. They're the ones who put their hands in the dirt and do the hard work. They don't stop at motion. They push until it becomes progress. So ask yourself right now, are you making moves or are you making excuses? Are you really advancing toward your goals? Or are you just keeping yourself busy so you don't have to face the truth? Are you chasing comfort or are you chasing results? Progress is not pretty. Progress is not glamorous. Progress is messy. It's uncomfortable. It's filled with mistakes and failures. But that's the price you pay for growth. Motion makes you feel good temporarily, but progress gives you lasting change. Motion strokes your ego. Progress builds your legacy. Stop talking. Stop preparing. Stop waiting. You don't need another book, another plan, another seminar before you start. You need action. You need to do something today that your future self will thank you for. You need to stop confusing movement with momentum. If you want progress, you've got to stop hiding behind the easy stuff. You've got to face the hard stuff head on. You've got to do the thing you're afraid of. Because that's where growth is. That's where results lie. Motion won't change your life. Progress will. So stop pretending. Stop hiding. Stop waiting until it feels safe. Start doing the things that count. Start moving with intention. Start choosing progress over motion. Because one day you'll look back and you'll realize all the talking, all the planning, all the preparing meant nothing if you never did the work. Excuses are the chains that keep you locked where you are. Excuses are the lies you tell yourself to stay comfortable. And every time you make one, you build another wall between you and the life you say you want. You're not stuck because you don't have talent. You're not stuck because you don't have resources. You're stuck because you keep making excuses. I don't have the time. That's a lie. You have the time. You're just choosing to give it to the wrong things. You've got time for scrolling, time for gossip, time for Netflix, but somehow you don't have time to chase your dream. You're lying to yourself. It's not time you lack. It's priorities. I don't have the money. Another lie. Some of the greatest success stories started with nothing. Zero. They didn't have money, but they had hustle. They had resourcefulness. They had creativity. Money is not the barrier. Your mindset is, because if you want it bad enough, you'll find a way. You'll start small. You'll sacrifice. You'll build piece by piece. But making no money, your excuse, that's weakness. I'm too tired. Really, you're tired. Really, you're tired, but you're not too tired to stay up watching videos, to hang out, to do things that add no value to your life. You're not too tired for entertainment. You're only too tired for discipline. The truth is, you're not tired. You're unmotivated. And excuses give you an easy way out. I don't know how. That's not an excuse anymore. We live in an age where you can learn anything. Information is free. There are tutorials, books, podcasts, mentors, videos. You can get answers instantly. So when you say, I don't know how, what you really mean is, I don't want it bad enough to learn. Excuses are poison. And the more you repeat them, the more you start to believe them. They become your truth. They become the story you tell yourself every day until you no longer fight for your future. And if you're not careful, those excuses will bury your potential alive. You've got to break them down one by one. Tear them apart. Stop protecting your excuses and start protecting your goals. Stop feeding your excuses and start feeding your grand. Because every time you choose an excuse, you kill an opportunity. Every time you choose an excuse, you waste time you'll never get back. Winners don't make excuses. Winners make adjustments. Winners don't say, I can't. Winners say, how can I? Winners don't look for reasons why it's impossible. Winners look for ways to make it possible. And that's why they win. Listen, life is never going to give you perfect conditions. It's never going to give you a smooth path. There will always be obstacles. There will always be reasons to quit. There will always be a voice telling you it's too hard, it's too late, it's too much. And that's when you have to decide, will you surrender to excuses or will you fight for results? Stop giving your excuses power. Stop letting them dictate your actions. Every time you feel an excuse rising, confront it. Ask yourself, is this really true? Or am I protecting my comfort zone? 9 times out of 10, it's not truth, it's fear. And fear is a liar. So break down those excuses. Destroy them. Refuse to let them live in your mind. Replace I can't with I must. Replace I don't have with I'll find a way. Replace it's too hard with it's worth it, because the only thing standing between you and your future is the excuse you keep repeating. And here's the harsh truth. No one's buying your excuses. Nobody cares. The world only respects results. Excuses won't pay your bills. Excuses won't change your family's life. Excuses won't leave a legacy. Results will. So it's time to make a choice. Either you keep feeding your excuses and stay where you are, or you crush them, destroy them, and move forward. The walls holding you back, they're not real. They're built out of excuses. Tear them down. Stop talking, stop delaying, stop lying to yourself. Get up, break those excuses, and get it done. Anybody can start. That's easy. Starting takes excitement. Starting takes hype. Starting takes that little burst of energy you feel when the idea is fresh. But finishing is what separates winners from everybody else, because finishing isn't about hype. It's about commitment. Finishing isn't about how you felt at the beginning. It's about what you're willing to endure until the end. Think about it. How many people do you know who start something and never finish? They start a business but quit when it gets hard. They start a workout plan but give up after a few weeks. They start a book but leave it half read. They start chasing a dream but fold when the pressure hits. That's the difference between average and great. Average people start. Great people finish. Finishing takes grit. It takes pushing through boredom, frustration, doubt, and pain. It takes showing up when the excitement is gone. It takes holding the vision when everything around you screams, quit. Finishing isn't glamorous. It's lonely. It's painful. But it's the only way you get results. Everybody loves the idea of success. Everybody loves the image of winning. But when the grind drags on, when the hours pile up, when nothing seems to move, most people quit. Winners don't. Winners finish the race no matter what. Winners don't care how long it takes, how hard it gets you, or how heavy the weight feels. They carry it until the job is done. And let's be clear, finishing doesn't mean it's perfect. Finishing doesn't mean it's easy. Finishing means you kept your word. You said you'd do it, and you did it. You said you'd stick with it, and you stayed. You said you'd cross the line, and you crossed it even if you crawled. That's what builds trust in yourself. That's what builds confidence. Every time you finish, you prove to yourself that you're reliable, that you're disciplined, that you can be counted on. And if you can count on yourself, nobody can stop you. But if you keep quitting, you train yourself to be weak. You teach your mind that when it gets hard, you fold. You teach yourself that your words mean nothing. And that's why so many people stay stuck. They never finish anything. Winners have a different mindset. Winners don't quit because it's hard. They expect it to be hard. Winners don't stop because they're tired. They keep going until it's done. Winners don't walk away because the feeling is gone. They push until the mission is complete. So here's the truth. If you want to win, you've got to commit to finishing. Finish what you start. Stop being a person who talks big at the beginning, but disappears when the grind gets real. Stop being a person who quits halfway and calls it trying. Nobody respects trying. Respect comes from finishing. Results come from finishing. Legacy comes from finishing. When you finish, you separate yourself from the crowd, because most people will never do it. Most people will tap out when it hurts. Most people will give up when they don't see results right away. But if you can endure, if you can push, if you can stay until the end, you'll win, because finishing is rare. Remember, the world doesn't remember starters. The world remembers finishers. History is written by those who didn't quit. Success is built by those who stayed until the job was done. So stop starting and stopping. Stop quitting when it's uncomfortable. Stop folding when it gets tough. Decide right now, whatever you start, you finish, no matter what it costs, no matter how long it takes, no matter how you feel. Because winners don't just show up at the starting line, they cross the finish line. And if you want to be a winner, if you want to change your life, if you want to build something that lasts, you've got to finish. Start strong, yes, but more importantly, finish stronger. Talk is cheap. Anybody can talk. Anybody can say they want to be successful, they want to be rich, they want to change their life. Words are easy. Words cost nothing. And that's why they don't carry weight. What carries weight is action. You. What carries weight is proof. What carries weight is when you stop telling the world what you're going to do and you show them instead. Think about it. How many times have you heard someone talk about their plans? They say, I'm going to start a business. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to write a book. I'm going to change. And months later, nothing has changed. The same words, the same promises, the same excuses, because words don't create transformation. Action does. You've got to stop being addicted to talking about it. Stop getting high off of potential. Potential doesn't pay bills. Potential doesn't leave a legacy. Potential is just wasted energy if you never act on it. The world doesn't care about what you could do. It cares about what you actually did. Your results will always speak louder than your words. You don't need to tell people you're disciplined. Your results will prove it. You don't need to announce that you're focused. Your results will reveal it. You don't need to convince anybody you're serious. Your results will silence every doubt. So stop explaining, stop announcing. You stop waiting for applause. Let your grind make the noise. Action is what separates dreamers from doers. Dreamers talk about what they're going to do. Doers just do it. Dreamers wait for the perfect opportunity. Doers create opportunities with action. Dreamers live in someday. Doers live in today. That's why the doers win. That's why they're the ones who rise. And don't confuse motion with action. Motion is planning, talking, preparing. Action is execution. Action is moving the needle forward. Action is uncomfortable, it's scary, it's risky, but it's the only thing that counts. You can't wish your way to success. You can't talk your way into greatness. You've got to work your way there. The problem is most people would rather sound successful than actually be successful. They'd rather look like they're grinding than actually grind. They'd rather talk about their dreams than bleed for them. But the truth is life doesn't reward what you say. It rewards what you do. So ask yourself, what are your actions saying about you? Because your words say one thing, but your actions tell the truth. If you say you want to be fit, but your actions say you're inconsistent, then your actions win. If you say you want to be successful, but your actions say you're lazy, your actions win. If you say you want to change, but your actions say you're comfortable where you are, then your actions are telling the real story. Action builds momentum. Action builds belief. Action builds discipline. Every time you do, you get stronger. Every time you execute, you build trust in yourself. Every time you act, you step closer to your goals. But every time you just talk, you waste energy. Every time you just talk, you train yourself to accept less. So stop talking. Stop announcing. Stop bragging. Don't tell me what you're going to do. Show me. Don't tell me about your dream. Wake up and work on it. Don't tell me about your plan. Show me the results. Because the people who succeed are not the ones who talk the most. They're the ones who do the most. They're the ones who move in silence, who grind when nobody's watching, who don't need validation because their results are undeniable. So from this moment on, let your actions do the talking. Let your discipline speak louder than your voice. Let your grind be your language. Don't be remembered as the one who talked about what they could have done. Be remembered as the one who showed the world what they did. Action over words. Always. Listen, at the end of the day, it all comes down to one thing, execution. You can plan, you can talk, you can dream, but none of it means anything if you don't take action and finish the job. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop letting your feelings control you. Stop confusing motion with progress. Stop hiding behind excuses. Winners finish. And the only way to separate yourself from the crowd is by letting your actions speak louder than your words. Life is not going to hand you your dream. It's not going to gift rap success and drop it on your doorstep. You've got to fight for it. You've got to sacrifice for it. You've got to grind for it. And you've got to keep going when it's tough. When you're tired, when you feel like quitting. Because here's the truth. Someday is not on the calendar. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. All you have is right now. And if you waste it, you don't get it back. But if you use it, if you own it, if you put in the work today, you set yourself up for a future that most people only dream about. So this is the moment. No more excuses. No more waiting. No more, I'll start tomorrow. It's time to get up, step forward, and make it happen. Not next week. Not next year. Today. Right now. Today, get it done.